Buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving into some seriously mind-bending stuff. We're talking reality transurfing based on the work of Vadim Zeland.
Oh, yeah, this is a fascinating one.
It really is. I've been spending some time with this, and it's like looking at the world through a whole new set of lenses. Have you ever felt like life is this fixed path and you're kind of stuck on it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way at some point.
Well, Zeland just throws that idea right out the window.
He does. What I find so captivating about reality transurfing is how it challenges our understanding of, well, how reality works. Instead of it being fixed, he proposes this idea of an alternative space.
Okay, so what is this, like a cosmic menu of potential realities?
Exactly, an infinite field of possibilities.
Okay, that sounds, well, pretty wild. But how do we actually tap into those other possibilities? Is this just wishful thinking or?
It goes much deeper than that. He uses this really striking image of a dual mirror. So imagine one side of this mirror is like the physical world, the one we can see and touch and experience. The other side, the invisible side, that's the alternative space. Our thoughts and actions, they aren't just happening in our heads, they're like a projector, you know?
Interesting.
Casting an image onto that mirror and shaping which sector of reality we actually end up experiencing.
So it's not just about, like, positive thinking. It's that our thoughts have real power, actual power, to change the reality we live in.
You got it.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
I know, it's a big concept. There's also another layer to it. It's called the alternatives flow. So picture a river with currents. This flow is constantly moving through all those infinite possibilities, and it's governed by cause and effect. We're not just floating along, we're actually navigating. Our choices, our decisions, they're like setting the rudder on a boat, influencing our direction within that flow.
So we're not just passengers, we're active participants in this journey.
Absolutely. We have agency.
But if there are all these possibilities, why do we so often feel, well, stuck? Why does it seem like some people just, I don't know, effortlessly get what they want while others struggle?
That's where Zeland's concept of pendulums comes in.
Pendulums?
Pendulums. Think of them like systems, groups, or even like ingrained thought patterns that feed off our energy.
Okay.
And they thrive on importance, the significance we give to things.
Can you give me an example? When you say pendulum, what do you actually mean?
Sure. So let's say a fashion trend that everyone's obsessed with.
Oh, yeah.
It seems so important to fit in, right? That's a pendulum at work. Or that voice in your head that's always saying, I'm not good enough.
Oh, I know that one.
Right, that negative self-talk. Another pendulum draining your energy and keeping you playing its game.
Wow. Okay. That's a totally different way of looking at it. So these pendulums, they can be like societal expectations, our own limiting beliefs, and they're all just fighting for our attention, for our energy.
You got it. And the more importance we attach to something, a job, a relationship, even a fear, the more we're feeding those pendulums.
It's like they hook us with a sense of urgency or worry, and we don't even realize we're playing their game.
Exactly.
So how do we break free from these pendulums? Because now I'm starting to see them everywhere, like in my own thoughts, in the news, in conversations with friends.
Awareness is the first step. Seeing them for what they are, these energy-draining systems that want our attention. And here's where things get really interesting. Zeland doesn't just advocate for positive thinking.
No.
He talks about the actual power of thought to actually shape reality, to actually interact with that alternative space.
Okay, so instead of just trying to think good thoughts all the time, we have to be more strategic, more aware of how our thoughts are actually influencing things.
Exactly.
But how do we even start to do that?
Well, Zeland tells this fascinating story about a man on a crowded tram.
Okay.
And this guy, he manages to like diffuse this really tense situation by reacting in a completely unexpected way.
How? What did he do?
He calls it reacting inappropriately.
Reacting inappropriately. What does that even mean?
It means disrupting the energy of the pendulum. This guy, he didn't play by the usual script, didn't get angry or defensive.
Yes.
He broke the pattern, and just like that, the whole energy of the crowd shifted because of it. It shows how, like, a change in perspective, a different way of approaching a problem can completely change the outcome.
Oh, that is so interesting. So it's about finding ways to step outside of those habitual reactions, those pendulum-driven responses.
Exactly.
The things that keep us stuck. But how do we do that when those patterns feel so ingrained?
That, my friend, is something we'll explore further in the next part of our deep dive. We'll delve into Zeland's concept of outer intention and how that can help us break free from the grip of those pendulums.
Ooh, okay, I'm hooked. This is already making me question everything I thought I knew about reality. Feels like we're just like scratching the surface here.
We are.
I can't wait to dive into this outer intention idea.
There's a lot more to uncover. We'll explore how to use that concept to really navigate the alternative space and start shaping a reality that aligns with what we truly desire.
Okay, so we've just started to peek into the mysteries of this whole reality transurfing thing, and honestly, I'm already seeing the world in a new way. Those pendulums, they really are everywhere.
They are, aren't they?
But how do we move beyond just recognizing them? How do we start to actually shift our reality? That's the big question for me.
That's where outer intention comes in.
Okay.
It's like this powerful tool that Zeland gives us for navigating the alternative space. And it might honestly change how you approach, well, pretty much everything in life.
All right, lay it on me. From what we touched on in part 1, it sounds like outer intention is about like letting go of control, not trying to force things to happen.
Yeah, it's not about being passive, though.
Yeah.
It's about understanding how reality really unfolds. Remember that alternative flow we talked about?
Yeah.
So inner intention, that's like paddling upstream, against the current. Outer intention is more like setting your sail and letting the wind carry you.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But do you have any, I don't know, real-world examples of how this outer intention actually works? I'm a bit of a seeing is believing kind of person, you know?
Sure. Let's talk about something everyone can relate to. Finding a parking spot.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever driven around in circles getting all frustrated because you just can't find a space?
Ugh, tell me about it, especially in a busy city. It's like a battle of wills out there.
Exactly. That's inner intention in overdrive.
Okay.
You're so focused on the problem, stressing about the lack of a space and all that energy, that desperation, it actually creates resistance.
So what's the outer intention approach to finding parking? Just drive around with a smile and hope for the best?
It's not about blind optimism. It's about a shift in your energy, in your focus. Instead of fixating on the lack of a space, you just trust that one will be available for you. You let go of that tight grip, the neediness. You just allow a space to appear.
It sounds almost too good to be true, but I'm willing to try it next time I'm in a parking frenzy.
So does this apply to, like, bigger things too? Relationships, career goals?
Absolutely. Think about a time when you really wanted something, but the harder you tried, the further away it seemed.
Yeah, I've been there.
That's inner intention, creating all that resistance. Outer intention, it's about aligning your desires with that natural flow of the alternative space.
So it's not about giving up on our goals. It's about finding a different way to approach them.
Exactly. And it takes trust. Trust in the process, trust in the universe.
That's a big one for a lot of people, especially in our culture where it's all about hustle, make it happen.
It is a different way of operating, yeah. Zeland talks about this coordination of intention. It's not just about wanting something. It's about aligning your intention with the natural flow.
It's like surrendering to the current of a river instead of fighting against it. You get there eventually, but with a lot less effort and struggle. Exactly. And this whole idea of surrendering, of letting go, it ties into another big part of reality transurfing, the balance between our mind and heart.
It's funny you mention that. As we've been talking about pendulums and outer intention, I'm noticing how much my mind wants to jump in and analyze, figure it all out. But there's also this quiet voice, like in my heart, that's just saying, trust the process.
That's that tension Zeland talks about. The mind always analyzing, judging, influenced by all those pendulums. And then there's the heart holding a deeper wisdom.
Our intuition.
Exactly. We're constantly bombarded with information these days. It's no wonder our minds are always racing.
Yeah.
So how do we even begin to quiet the mind and tune into that heart wisdom? It can feel kind of elusive.
It does.
It takes practice. Zeland suggests things like meditation, spending time in nature, or even just doing activities that bring you joy. It's about creating space for that stillness.
Yeah, like hitting pause on our busy lives and just being present.
Exactly. And it's in those moments of quiet reflection that we often access our deepest insights and make choices that are truly aligned with what we want.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. The alternative space, the pendulums, outer intention, the mind-heart connection. It's a lot to take in, but it feels like we're building towards something really profound.
We are. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore Zeland's concept of the mirror world.
The mirror world.
Yeah, it's a metaphor that can really shift our understanding of how our inner and outer worlds interact.
All right, I'm intrigued. I'm ready to keep going down this rabbit hole and see where it leads.
I'm with you. Let's unpack this whole mirror world idea and how it can be a real game changer in shaping our reality.
Okay, so we've gone pretty deep into reality transurfing now, exploring those pendulums, outer intention, even the whole mind-heart connection. But now we're talking about the mirror world. I have a feeling things are about to get really trippy.
This one is a powerful metaphor. It can be quite revealing.
I'm ready to have my mind blown wide open.
Zeland suggests the world around us acts like a mirror, reflecting back all our own thoughts, our beliefs, our attitudes. It's not like some mystical force out there is deciding our fate. It's us, projecting our inner world onto the canvas of reality.
So if I'm walking around thinking I'm not good enough, the world is just going to throw situations at me that confirm that.
It can feel that way, yeah. But the power is in understanding how this mirror works. Think about it. We all have those days when everything seems to go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And often it's when we're already feeling down or stressed. It's not that the world is objectively bad on those days. It's our perception that's creating that experience.
Okay, now I see how this connects back to the dual mirror idea. The physical world is reflecting what we're projecting from that alternative space. It's like our thoughts and beliefs are acting like a filter.
Exactly. They determine which parts of reality we experience.
So if we want to change our reality, we don't need to try and force the outside world to change. We change what we're projecting.
You got it.
We change our inner world.
Exactly. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our attitudes, and then the outer world reflects that.
It's like we've been smudging the mirror when we should have been cleaning the lens we're looking through. But changing our inner world, that's not easy.
It takes work, conscious effort. Zeland talks a lot about awareness, really noticing those negative thoughts, the ones that are creating the reflections we don't want.
Yeah.
And then it's about choosing different thoughts, different beliefs.
So instead of I'm not good enough, it's I am capable, I'm worthy.
Right. It's like choosing a different filter for the projector.
Yeah, projecting a better image.
And the more we do that, the more we start to actually see evidence of that new reflection in our world. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing how we perceive things.
That is a powerful shift.
Yeah.
But how do we deal with, like, those really triggering situations, the ones that bring up all our fears and insecurities?
Zeland actually has a tool for that. It's called the amalgam formula. It's pretty simple, but really profound. So in those tough moments, you consciously choose the reality you want to experience. And then you affirm that choice with a specific statement, my world is taking care of me.
My world is taking care of me. I have to say, that feels a bit weird to say, especially when things are hard. What's the logic behind it?
It's about shifting your whole belief system, you know?
Yeah.
By repeating that affirmation, you're training your subconscious to expect support, to look for evidence that you're not alone.
Oh, interesting.
And the more you believe it, the more you'll see it reflected back in your life.
It's like we're hacking into the code of our reality by rewriting our subconscious beliefs.
Exactly. Remember, the subconscious, it doesn't really know the difference between what's real and what we imagine.
Yeah.
So the more we visualize and affirm the reality we want, the more likely it is to show up.
It reminds me of the placebo effect.
Yeah.
The power of belief to actually change things. If we can believe the universe is on our side, maybe that's enough to start shifting things in our favor.
That's the core of reality transurfing.
Yeah.
It's realizing we're not just passive recipients of fate, we're active participants in creating our reality. And it's understanding the power of our thoughts, our beliefs, to actually shape the world around us.
This has been an amazing deep dive. We've explored the alternatives, space, pendulums, outer intention, the mirror world. It's given me a whole new way of looking at things.
It's a powerful framework.
It really is. It's shown me how to actually participate in creating the life I want.
And that's what reality transurfing offers. It's an invitation to step into our power as conscious creators. It's not about denying the challenges. It's about recognizing that we have a choice in how we experience the world.
To our listener, we encourage you to dive deeper into these ideas, explore Zeland's work, experiment, and see what happens. Remember, the world is a mirror. What will you reflect?